of the people, probably most of the people that are listening, have VAs. So, what are a few
Same here.
tips? Oh, there you go.
I'm along
So,
with you guys. Yep. I'm a real business owner, not just an influencer.
there we go. But what advice would you give to how would you find a VA? What questions would you ask?
Particular to like
To-
someone
per-
who's good at TikTok.
yes.
So I'd make sure that they're familiar with like at least some other social media platforms because what makes you good at one platform always is going to make you at least a little bit better at another platform. So one of the reasons that I do very well on TikTok is because I had spent 7, 8 years on Instagram observing what worked, understanding how customers react to certain types of content, and that was really helpful for me to jumpstart onto TikTok. So seeing if they how much time do they spend on different social media platforms would be one thing. The other would be, I'd say, their overall communication style. So, like, how do they communicate with you? Do they communicate in a way that makes you feel enthusiastic, encouraged, excited? Also, of course, just how good is their English is something to consider because those things are going to be really important when TikTok. The only way, like we just talked about, if you want to reach out to people, it's probably going to be through Instagram because TikTok has very limited messaging features. It's like a double opt-in where you have to follow them and they have to follow you before either of you can send messages to each other. So you just want to make sure that they can communicate not only well enough to your standards, but within your brand's identity, right? So any brand identity is also going to have a communication style that comes with it. And making sure that your VA either can adapt to that communication style or already naturally has some of that style as part of how they communicate, I think is probably more important sometimes than some of the skill sets that they have.
Yeah, that's always my fear is that you hire a VA and they send out something that's completely wrong and also is on target with your brand. So making sure that you talked about it a little bit earlier about the persona of the brand, bringing on that persona. Do you have any checks and balances before anything goes out, or do you just get to a point with your VA that you say, okay, you might oversee them for a week or two and then they're on their own?
Yeah, so I took a highly different approach with my VA than I had taken when I had employees. Because I realized that when I had employees, I was not a very good boss in terms of helping them course correct or make changes. And that part of really having someone put their best efforts out there is you giving them trust and you saying, I believe in you, and then also making it really clear what's okay and what's absolutely not okay. So for my VA, I let her know from the get-go, it's okay if you make a grammar mistake. It's not okay if you say something mean or you say something negative to someone. As long as you're always, communicating in a positive, kind, and value-adding way, I'll let you know when you make a grammar mistake, and I trust that you'll be able to fix it. And it's really been the case where not only have I seen her actually improve dramatically her communication in terms of grammar, in terms of adopting my own language that I like to use, but also just in her confidence, in her enthusiasm, and ability to perform at her job because I'd given her that trust. And really, when she had make mistakes, going, "Hey, here's the mistake. It's okay that you made this mistake. It's really not a big deal because this message was still really great. And this little grammar thing doesn't mean that much to me." So I think as a boss, you kind of have to realize you're not controlling everything anymore. And if someone can do 80% as good as what you would be doing yourself, that's amazing because now instead of doing 100%, you're getting 180%. You're getting all of your 100% plus their 80%, and understanding what's the 20% that's okay to be not perfect. And for me, that's grammar, or that's maybe messaging someone the wrong actual message, but it was still within the style of my brand. It still fit my brand personality. So yes, maybe I messaged them something that they're like, I don't know why you messaged me this thing, but then I can go, oh, I'm sorry about that. My VA sent that. Like, here's why I had her send that. And typically, I haven't had anyone get upset at all since I've started that process with her.
Yeah, usually the people that get upset, you don't really want following you anyways.
Exactly. Exactly.